Hi, Lloyd again here. One of our readers, Ildi, ran into an interesting problem when he was trying to use this effect on moving footage, and we'll illustrate it here. So as you can see, his arms are getting cropped when he goes up here. And the reason for that is because in the shatter map, just as I had instructed in the tutorial, he included a copy of his mat in the shatter map. Now here in the shatter map, the mat animates, but the way the shatter effect works is the shatter map itself is only sampled at frame 1, which is essentially this frame here. So that's why when the footage moves, this sort of area is the only shape that gets included in the shatter map. So all of this black area is one big piece, which gets shattered away, right away, and that's why it looks like it's cropped here. So in this case, if you just want the whole body to shatter away, the very simple fix is to just simply turn off the alpha mat so that the shatter map is basically all fractals. And so now, when we come out here, you'll see that if we preview quickly. So you can see here that once we remove the mask, the whole body shatters away. But let's say for argument's sake that we did want to protect an area. In this case, let's say I wanted to protect the head. So I wanted the whole body to shatter away and just sort of the head to stay behind with, with cracked pieces like I did in the original tutorial. Well, that's going to require a little bit of animation design, as I like to call it. You're going to have to think about sort of how you work around the limitation that the shatter map is sampled at frame 1. And let me explain why the shatter map only samples at frame 1. That's because if the shatter map kept moving, all these pieces here, and I mean, definitely a version of the plugin could be designed in which could accommodate moving shatter maps, but and this shatter effect has been around After Effects quite a while, so I think that the reason they designed it that way is so that these shatter pieces would not change once they got broken off, because if the initial shatter effect was designed to do sort of like breaking glass or shattering bricks or something like that. So once the pieces get broken off, that shape stays. But we can still work around that. So let's say we wanted to protect the head. So we'd go back into the shatter map, and so this is the shape that we are working with in our main comp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this fractals comp, duplicate, and then this second comp I'm going to go into Colorama, output cycle. I'm going to change the output cycle to gray. Basically, I did all this in the tutorial. And I'm going to, now this is the one that I'm going to, so this is again the image. So I'm going to track the alpha of just that. So now I have some basically white fractal pieces. Now, the immediately obvious thing would be to just sort of draw a mask around the head, right? Let's say I wanted to protect the head like this. And you would think, oh, okay, great. But see, as you can see here, it moves kind of through the mask. But remember, it gets sampled at frame 0, the very first frame of the comp. So what I really would like to do is be smart about it and realize at which point does the shatter arrive to the head, which would be sort of, see here, as you can see, because it's sampled it at frame 0, the mat is not aligned properly. So if I just basically move ahead to sort of a frame, and we'll go back to the shatter map. I'm going to delete this, turn the mask to none for now. So what I want to do is kind of really go where he's already raised his head, sort of there, and then move the mask over to where I want it, kind of like right there. But then this is where the tricky part is. What you need to do now is move this sort of part of the mat to frame 1. And by the way, I'm going to turn the mask back on to add so that I just have the head. I'm going to make a marker here by hitting the start key on the number pad. And I'm going to drag this. So the reason I did that is so I could see exactly where that's lined up. So now that's frame 1. So now this is the shatter map at frame 1. So when I come back out to my main comp and I preview this, so here we see now the shattering of everything except for the head, because the head was protected with the mat. But by choosing the frame where the head is in its final position, we get the mat to align properly the way we want it to. So I hope this helps explain how to use this with moving footage. And thanks again, Yildi, for pointing this out. And again, After Effects is a very complex program, and every tutorial, can't cover every possible variation of how the effect might be applied. So we definitely encourage you to put, your attempts in the comments. And as you can see here, sometimes we run into unusual situations, but they can be fixed. So thanks again, and I hope this helps explain how to use the shatter effect with moving footage.